Hello friends, howdy peeps. If you're new here, I'm Shelby. I'm an illustrator from San Antonio, Texas, and welcome to the floor of my home office. I could only find really good lighting right here, so that's why we're on the floor. Anyway, sketchbook tour, both of these today. So this one I have shown before. What I'll do is do a quick flip through of some old things I've shown before, and then I will put a link in the description for the original tour of it. If you're interested in that, I'll go into more depth in that one, but I'll kind of flip through quickly what I've shown before and then talk about newer things in it. And then this one, we'll start with this one because it's a much newer sketchbook from the last year. I started it April 11th, the day before my 30th birthday. What I did was we rented this really cool Airbnb that was this like water pump house, is what they called it. It was an old water pump on somebody's like farm property that they turned into this like 3-story, really weird, really interesting Airbnb, and it is still today one of my favorite places. I hate that it's an Airbnb as one of my favorite places, but it was the property itself that was such a cool place. And so we rented that as a way for me to do a little art retreat for my birthday. Okay. Let me get a sip of my coffee and then we'll get into this. Alright, so starting with this book, covering sensitive information here, but let me beep beep boop boop. Alright, so like I said, started with this art retreat I went on for my 30th birthday, and so let's get into it. This was the first drawing I did, obviously. So I did this with mixed media gel sticks from this brand called King Art, and then this is color pencil, very bright color pencil. And it was, the property we were on had this like little river or creek running through it, so this is my attempt at drawing water. It says first attempt at drawing water, looks okay. This was from this very cool restaurant called the OST in Bandera. It's a very famous place if you're ever in Bandera, which is like the cowboy capital of Texas. I never finished it, obviously, so maybe one day I'll do that, but go there. They have really good chicken fried steak. This is a tree I drew that was on the property. I drew this tree a lot. It was like very central to the property that you could see from the porch, so I drew it a lot. This is a lot of those oil sticks, or not oil sticks, mixed media sticks again, and some color pencil. This is another tree on the property I drew. These are all the birds we saw. This is from the Allstat Brewery, which we went to while we were there. And then these are from a book that they had in the Airbnb called Stuff. Oh, it says Stuff from a Book. From a book in my Airbnb. Oh God, can I read? Stuff from a book in my Airbnb called Beer. What the hell? Beer memorabilia. Jesus Christ. This is not from the trip, but it's from the Scribble Brigade. I will link below to what that is. These are some poses from that. This is also from the trip, and it says first drawing of my 30s. This is this very famous rock called Monkey Rock in Lost Maples. Max was sitting next to me. She took a nap while I drew this. It's all color pencil. And I loved the light hitting the rock. So this is more trees I drew on the trip. And then I talked about how we're going on an Alaskan cruise. This is from that brewery from the trip. This is not from the trip. It's something I found on Pinterest, but I love the drawing. This is from the Urban Sketchers group in San Antonio. We went to this place called the Landa Library, and it is all watercolor and color pencil. I loved the way these trees came out, and the light hitting the building and glowing was so cool. This is from Trivia. God, I'm sorry, I'm like awkwardly holding my tripod in a way that this angle works, and so I'm like on the ground very weirdly. This is some balloons that somebody was having during trivia for a 50th birthday party, I just liked the way that the light was hitting the balloons and then this little disco ball, and then there was like a neon sign up here. So I was trying to play around with like light. This is a chicken I think I found on Pinterest. This is one of my favorite places to go and hike and draw. It's the Medina River Nature Area right outside of San Antonio. And there was this cardinal that kept visiting us. I was with my friend Morgan. We were sitting by the water and exploring the water. And it was the water was so cold. It was like hot outside, but the water was nice and cold. It was really cool. This tree I've drawn plenty of times. This is from when my friend Morgan was still visiting also, and then my friend Ashley visited. We went to a coffee shop that I love called the Rose Hip Market. This is from a picture on Pinterest. This is a cactus I saw on Pinterest, I think, also. It had a lot of like really cool colors in the actual cactus itself, and so I was trying to capture all those colors, and I think it came out pretty well. I love how the orange looks with the green. This is again from Scribble Brigade. Link in the description if you want to know more about that. These are some of the exercises we did. This is a quote. I think this is also Scribble Brigade. More Scribble Brigade. This is from Shiner, Texas. It's the brewery for Shiner beer. Two of our friends were moving back to Pennsylvania, and so we said, okay, we're going to spend a whole weekend doing all the Texas things we can think of. And this is one of the things we did because we've always wanted to go to Shiner, and it was a blast, and I want to go back. These are just various little doodles, some Pikmin stuff. I think these are from a book I found at an Airbnb I was at by myself. I have no idea where this is from. This is from a coffee shop called Tandem. Obviously they have a tandem on the wall, so I drew that. This is from an Airbnb in Los Fresnos that I stayed at by myself when I was deinstalling my solo show in Harlingen, and I picked this again because it's by the water. I have something about water. I love water. This is all watercolor and color pencil. I love the way the sky came out because it was like all one color, but you could still see where the clouds were and where the light was coming in. So I think I captured that pretty well. This is across the street from the place that my solo show is at, called Cactus Valley Art Supply. Excuse me. And it was this really cute little shop. I've always wanted to draw it every time I've gone there, so I did it. This is a bird I kept seeing while I was in Los Fresnos, and so I found a picture of it online and drew it. This is from a coffee shop in San Antonio called Extra Fine. This is from when I was deinstalling the solo show. We had done a workshop where we talked about the rights of trans people and gender name change laws, stuff like that. And then we did collages while we were there. And this was my collage. I love how it came out. I especially love these little ants. So it's a mix of collage and color pencil. This is from a brewery down the street from my studio called Los Sirenos. They have these really cool like lights and exposed ducts, and I just love ducts because I love the way the light hits them, and so I did that. And then while we were there, Max and I did that game where somebody draws the head, somebody draws the body, somebody draws the legs, and these always end up pretty fun. This is from Figure Drawing at the Brick. 30 seconds, 1 minute. I think this is the first time I went. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I really liked this model too. He was very fun to draw. 15 minutes of him, and then this is 10 minutes of a different model. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10, and 15. And then this was a sketch for a tiny quilt I ended up making. Yeah, I don't know, the sketch is so sketchy compared to like my normal sketches. Like it's so messy. Anyway, this is from a comic I bought called Frankenstein. It was the first issue. I really liked the penmanship, and so I was copying that. This is from a gravesite in Somerset. Max and I drove around one day and I was taking pictures of stuff and we found this really cool historical church that had a gravesite next to it, and so I took some pictures, and this is done from a photo. I might go back and do a plein air there one day. I don't remember what this is from. I think this was from when I was hanging out with my friend Ashley, but I don't remember what we were doing. This is some wine from that Rosehip coffee shop I was talking about. I have no idea what that's from, but it's cool looking. It's obviously like a tree, and then some vines coming down. Whatever. This says the 100-year nap. I drew that randomly, I think with my friend Ashley. This is the outside of my studio. It's like this back little side alley. This is from a photo. I really loved the way this was hidden, the building, the shadow, so I was trying to capture that. It's all ink, which is very fun, because it looks similar to like watercolor too. This is just a little guy. I don't remember what these are from. This is a little guy smoking. This is from when I was hanging out with my friend Sammy. We rode bikes around Austin and did some plein air. We stopped to draw this train bridge because it was really cool, but by that time it was so hot, so we did it very fast. I had just done the pin plein air, and then we sat and had lunch, and then I colored it in later. This was me. I drew that later, of me being like, this guy needs a big beer after that long and hot bike ride. This is, oh, also from that same day, I was drawing this little planter at the place we were getting food called Double Trouble, and it was Halloween, so they had a knife in it, which I thought was funny. This is some graffiti, I don't know. This is the front of a car I never finished. This is from an event called Barrio Muertos. It was like a Dia de los Muertos event that someone I work with does every year, and it's like basically like a big car show and stuff like that. But it's at this place called Alamo Beer, and it has this very cool bridge that you can go up on, and then the beer's over here, and then this is all the stands and stuff. This is my friend's stand. I sat and had beers and drew this. This is a car from that. And then this is the Dallas Love Field airport, which I did this year when we went to New York. This is from when I went to Houston in, November of last year when I was picking up art from a gallery. This is the airport in New York when I was waiting for our plane. This is John's in New York when we were getting pizza. This is the little fire oven pizza. This is New York to Dallas on the airplane. I think that is it, except for this is a sticker I got, this is a sticker I got, and then another quote. Alright, on to Sketchbook 2. Alright, like I said, I'm just going to do a quick flip through and then talk about the newer additions to the sketchbook. Here are all the stickers. I designed this one for a shop that my friend owns called Deja Vu. If you're ever in San Antonio, this is a very fun place to go. Anyway, so a lot of this sketchbook is done plein air. Like this was done plein air, this is done plein air. And then just random little drawings of me figuring out materials and covering up things that I don't like, and doing some more plein air stuff. This is when I was like really getting into doing things outside and in coffee shops, and like wanting to try brush pens and mixed media gel sticks and different watercolor things, and like how to layer things, and just sort of messing around, like the point of a sketchbook. And then also a lot of this is from this bike trip I took, an overnight bike tour. It's me talking about that. This is some chalk pastel I was playing with. Again, just me messing around with materials, trying to draw new things. I've talked about this one before, but it's like the time I really got into drawing outdoor and plein air and urban sketching, but then adding in these like quilted patterns. This is the one that like I was like, I cracked open something. I did something special here. So now that's a lot of what I do, as you can see. Like this as well. This is from the grist mill in Green, Texas. This is their patio. If you ever are in Green, Texas, that is the place to go. And they have very, very good chicken fried steak. It will probably be quite a line, or quite a wait to get in there, but it is so worth it. This one's unfinished, which is sad because it's such a cool drawing. This one I also made into a big painting that I sold to my friend Maggie. This is the rodeo, which is super fun. A lot of these, like I said, just done plein air. Little sketches outside, messing around. This one never got made into anything. Okay, so I think this is one of the last drawings that I showed before. So this one, I obviously didn't finish it, but I was sitting on the Riverwalk in San Antonio trying to get the light on this building, and I didn't finish it because of this. It says, I left this spot because a woman referred to me as it, and I was pissed. That was not very fun for me, so I didn't finish that for that reason. We don't have to go into the details, but I'm sure you can understand why that would make me mad. So I was visiting my friend JC, delivering some art that she bought from my solo show in Longview, Texas, and this is like one of her favorite coffee shops. I think it's called like Grizzly or something with a bear. And the cool thing was it had this exposed brick and then like this like drywall that was coming off on top of it, and instead of drawing the brick I did checkers, and then these were little cutouts just in the building. It's like an old building, and so I put these like quilted patterns, and then this was the booth that I was sitting at, the other side of the booth, and then these guys were having a Bible study. Very cool little place. I liked it a lot. It's very fun to draw. This is a bar, you can barely see it, that we went to. That was very cool too. One of those like very fun wood panel walled kind of 70s looking places. I wish I would have actually finished that one. This is a test from something. I have no idea where I saw this horse, and I'm pretty sure I probably just drew that from my house. This one was when I was in Harlingen deinstalling my solo show at Cactus Valley Art Supply. This is Bandetta Coffee, which is like a 3-minute walk down the street from Cactus Valley. I made a lot of friends who ended up working here and have come to visit me before and bought art from the solo show. And so they work here, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go here. And it has these cool stucco cutouts in the wall. And this was quite a challenge because everything was like pretty white, and I've not really drawn an all white sort of thing before, so it was very fun to do, like get the light in different areas, and like how the white isn't just white, it's like gray and purple and blue and a little bit of yellow, and so that was fun. And then there was this bright red building outside, and then it had this cool vintage tile on the floor that I was trying to get. And then this is the drink I got. It was like a guava matcha drink where the top was pink and the bottom was green. I didn't love it, but I did finish it. This is a guy I found on Pinterest that I thought was very cute. These are more studies from Pinterest. This was from when Max and I went to the beach in South Padre. We went to a brewery and I was pretty tired, but I still ended up drawing something. This is a study I did from a Google Earth drone shot of a park I like. I was trying to plan out a painting, but I ended up not doing it. I think that's it. Cool. That was a quick one. So obviously go watch the first part of it. But yeah. So I hope that you got something out of that. If you didn't, why'd you click on this video? Like, if you don't like sketchbook tours, why'd you click on this video? You know? Thanks for watching this far. I think sketchbooks are super important. I've always had a sketchbook on me my whole life. Even as a kid, I wouldn't even go to the grocery store without having a sketchbook on me, because, I don't know, maybe I need to draw in the car. Maybe we're gonna get lunch somewhere after and I need to draw, you know? I didn't always draw plein air or draw the things that I see around me as a kid or even as a teenager, I would mostly draw, as a teenager I would draw bands I liked. But now I really am into just like drawing the things I see around me, because there's so much to look at, and like capturing light is really fun for me now. I used to be really scared of color and really scared of light and shadows, but it's just fun, and hopefully you can tell that I'm getting better at it. And I know a lot of these drawings look pretty finalized, but I sometimes go into my sketchbook with the intention of turning this into a print later, or turning this into something that I want to present as like a sticker, or you know, something that I want to use later, and so they do end up looking pretty finalized. But then again, there's also a lot of things in here that I would never turn into a print because it's just a sketch, and it's for me doesn't look like my finalized work. So don't get discouraged if your sketchbook doesn't look as like polished as some of my drawings. Like I said, a lot of those are just like sketches, and it's just a cool place to like just mess around and play. And I talked about this before, I think play is probably the most important thing for an artist, and play's the reason, like I said, with that one coffee shop where it was the quilted patterns, I was just playing around. I really just like sat there, and I wanted to draw that coffee shop for a long time because it had all those cool cutties where the liquor bottles sit, and I was just like, well, this is such a cool pattern, like what if I added patterns elsewhere? And I was just playing, and then it ended up being something that like unlocked something in my brain, and like ever since then, for the past like year and a half, ever since I did that drawing, like everything has been, I've been adding patterns into everything, and it's probably one of the most fun things I've done for my art. And yeah, so I encourage you to start carrying a sketchbook everywhere. Maybe get a little bag. You can find sketchbooks like this big that fit into a tiny little, you know, overhang or fanny pack, and just start sketching. Or even like you can find some like little field notes that fit into the pocket of your shirt. Just find some way to like start doodling, start sketching, draw the things around you, draw your feelings, or just write your feelings, write about the things around you. You can see I did a lot of writing in some of those too. Yeah, get a sketchbook. Even if you don't do art all the time, just get a sketchbook, it's fun. Because then you get to write down things and like reference them later. I don't know. I just think it's important to write things down and to inscribe things. Okay. Anyway, again, like I said, thank you for watching thus far. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe or whatever. If you do need a new sketchbook, I have a Dick Blick link, affiliate link in the description. Doesn't cost you any extra. Whatever you buy, I get a little portion of the kickback money. So thanks for watching, and go make some art or something. Do it.